The figure below shows a circle with chords PQ and RS. A point X lies outside the circle, as you can see in the diagram there. Part A of the question, construct a tangent from point X to touch the circle on the upper side at point B, 2 marks. Part B, measure the size of angle AOX. So the first thing you're going to do is to locate the center of the circle. And how do you do that? Given these two chords, SR and PQ, once you draw the perpendicular bisectors of those two chords, the perpendicular bisector of SR and the perpendicular bisector of PQ, they will meet at the center of the circle. Once we identify the center, we proceed from there. So let's first do that. So we get the perpendicular bisectors of SR. So you stand at S. You stand at S, then with any radius of your choice. Any radius of, make sure you open these on more than half of these. Because it should be more than a half. That radius was standing at S. Then with that radius, more than half of that line SR, you mark an arc. Then you mark another arc there. Then you stand at R, then at R you cut that arc, and then you cut that arc there. So you cut those arcs back, so with that again you cut that arc there. So from there you can join this one using a straight line, join the point of intersection of these two chords. So that point of intersection there, using a straight line like that. So that would be the perpendicular bisector of SR. Then you do the perpendicular bisector of PQ. So to do that, standard P. Then with, so that is P. Opening that on more than half of that line. Again, you mark an arc here, an arc there, and then you also mark another arc there. So let me make this arc to be a little bit bigger. So mark that arc. So again, standing at Q, you cut that arc. And also you cut this arc here. Then join this point of intersection of the two arcs using a straight line like that. So you can see where the two perpendicular bisectors are meeting. They are meeting at that point. So that becomes automatically our center. The center of the circle is obtained that way. So let me join now the center of the circle here to X. That is where you proceed. We proceed now. Joining the center of the circle. Call this a center. The center is O to X. Let me join it properly. So join it. Sorry. So let me join it. So you join it like that. It is okay. So this is the center. This is the center of the circle. Now from there, now we want to mark, you construct a tangent from point X, touch the circle on the upper side at point A. Now let us identify. To do that, look at that line OX that you've drawn from O to X. Draw a perpendicular, or construct a perpendicular bisector of that line. So let us construct a perpendicular bisector of that line. So standing at O, we want to construct a perpendicular bisector of that. Open that on more than half of that line. And then you can mark an arc on the top there. The same radius. You can mark another arc on the bottom here. Like that. You can mark the arcs like that. Then you stand at X, then cut this arc, cut that arc, then also cut this arc here, cut that arc. So join these 2 points using a straight line. That's how you do it, using a straight line like that. So that is the perpendicular bisector of OX. Then once we've done that, this is how now we mark point A on the upper side of the circle. So you get this distance from this point. You can call this point M, that midpoint there. So take OM, that distance, measure that distance. So from O to M, take that distance there. So from O to M, after taking that distance, you stand at M with that distance from O to M, then cut that circle at that point. That is where you shall have your point A. And in case you require to have 2 tangents, you can cut the other side, but you don't require that for now. So look at this point where you've already marked. So this point here will be A. So join that point using a straight line from so from X, you draw a tangent touching at that point. That is a point A. So here we have point A. Point A is there. So point A is here. That is where you have point A. Then you have O there. We have X there. So we've done that. We have constructed a tangent from point X, from this point, to touch the circle on the upper side at point A. Done that. Then measure the size of angle AOX. AOX is this angle that is here. AOX. So take a protractor. You place the center them. And that angle will be, you measure that angle from this point. So from this side up to this point here, this will be 75 degrees. So you get 75 degrees. So measure angle AOX. AOX is equals to 75 degrees. So that is how we solve that question.